Now, I love higher end headphones. There's really just something about listening to your playlists in very high detail that almost makes me feel as if I'm listening to my favorite tracks all over again. Now, that's what I felt like with the Shure AONIC 50s when we first took a look at those. But a year later or so, we're back with their second iteration, the Gen 2s, and we're putting them to the test in this video. For the most part, the Gen 2 headphones are pretty much like for like with their Gen 1 AONIC 50s when it comes to their physical design. They still use a pretty much all metal frame with the stems wrapping around the back of the cups, and they can rotate still and lay flat when you want to store them away in the included carrying case, though they don't fold in on themselves. So the surface area of the case itself is pretty large. The headphones can creak and are a little stiff when rotating the cups, though I didn't really feel this was an issue at all, as the build quality of these headphones is actually very nice. They are quite heavy though, which wasn't really an issue with comfort for me, though I could see some people have a little bit of a problem with this over long periods if you are sensitive across the crown area of your head, so just over here. Now, with some pretty chunky ear pads made from memory foam and a fairly padded headband, the AONIC 50 Gen 2s were actually extremely comfy for me, and I had no problem giving these headphones hours of use at a time. And if you're someone who commutes via train to, say, London every day, these headphones will be a great companion. Being over-ear headphones too, it means that my ears were pretty comfortable being surrounded by memory foam, like so, and the clamping pressure was very light considering my ears were pretty sealed, which was a good feeling. There is a Shure logo on each ear cup to show off the brand, and overall the Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2s, like the Gen 1s, look pretty stylish and modern and come in either black, brown or white according to the Shure website. So down the right ear cup you can find several buttons and a single slider. Now let's run through what everything does here, and I will say for the most part everything is pretty simple to use. The bottom button is your power button. One press turns the headphones on and off. A double press gives you a battery life status, and a small long press turns them on or off, and a longer press enables pairing. Above this is a volume rocker and a center button, and this is where I am a little bit confused about Shure's choices. Now the volume rocker only turns the volume up and down, whereas the center button acts as a way to play and pause music and answer calls with a single press, while a double tap skips the track forward and a triple tap skips the track backwards. Surely it would have made a little bit more sense to put volume changes on long presses on the rocker and skip tracks to single presses on the volume rocker, or is this just me? Now finally, above this collection of buttons is a clickable slider which switches between ANC, environmental mode and neutral. A little bit more on that in a moment. You've got a 3.5mm aux input and a USB Type-C input for charging and playback, of which you can get a maximum of around 20 hours of listening time depending on volume levels and if environment or ANC mode is switched on. Now there is an app on your phone that you can download to Android or iOS devices called Shure Plus Play, which unlocks a few custom settings you can change to get the most out of the headphones, and it's very easy to set up. Just connect your phone to the headphones using Bluetooth and the app will auto detect the Gen 2s. Now from here you've got 3 tabs at the bottom of the screen where you can find your settings. Now the first tab is for the physical settings of the headphones, where you can find settings for things like how amplified the pass-through audio is on the environmental mode or how dulled your environment is on ANC. Under this you do have your personalization settings. These can be attributed to things like how your headphones act when plugged in to charge, or if you'll allow 32-bit 384 kHz playback when using them with a laptop or desktop when plugged in with USB, or what the slider toggle does on the side of the right ear cup if it changes between environment or ambient modes, or if it activated different equalizers or more. The most interesting setting though has to be the spatializer, which enables an almost virtual surround sound. Now music, for example, acts as if you're sitting in front of a set of speakers, and cinema sits you at the back of an auditorium as if you were at a movie theater. Now by the way, don't use this setting, it's absolutely junk. And finally, podcast, which is supposed to put you in the same room as the host, again junk. Leave the spatializer well alone. Keep it switched off and you'll have a much better time with the AONIC 50 Gen 2s. The second panel is for your equalizer, which comes with several preset equalizer patterns, or if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you can set a manual equalizer yourself and save them as custom presets. Now the Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2 headphones though do allow users to use a vast array of codecs, including aptX, aptX HD, aptX Adaptive, Voice, SBC, AAC and LDAC, so you've got a pretty strong choice there. and it also uses Bluetooth 5 for that extended range. Personally, with the EQ settings though, I did like the treble boost preset for really most of my music, though I did duplicate it and add a little bit of low end and save it out as a custom equalizer. The AONIC 50 Gen 2s do a pretty decent job with bass precision and control, though sometimes it can be a little overwhelming on a neutral EQ, so some added clarity at the very top end really did help with the overall mix of my music, though don't push this too far. There are certain snare hits or higher sounding tones that can be a bit piercing to the ears. Sitting in the back of the car with the AONIC 50s set to their noise cancelling mode, I was really impressed with the way they reduced the droney sound of the car tyres on the road surface. As it was Christmas too, there were other people in the car having conversations and the radio was playing some mellow magic. Yes, I was in my parents' car at the time, but for the most part, their conversation was pretty inaudible. I could tell they were talking to each other, but I didn't really know what they were saying. The radio though, I did hear pretty clearly, but that's probably because I had a speaker right next to me, because you know there's a speaker usually in the back door of the car. But once I started playing music from my rock playlist, which you can find a link to in the description by the way, everything around me was blocked out. Shure's attempt at active noise cancellation is good, but it is, to be honest with you, nowhere near as strong as other contenders at this kind of price point. Bose, looking at you here, even though at the time of writing this review, there is a pretty hefty sale on these headphones. Moving over to the microphone quality, and I think you'll be pretty impressed with the quality when either recording audio or taking phone calls. Now, voice quality is nice through the headphones, but voice quality through the built-in microphone really shines through over other wireless headphone brands, and is certainly one of the best I've heard on the market so far. So I've just put my phone on a little mount here just to test the microphone quality of the Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2s and to give you a demonstration of the type of audio quality that you can come to expect from these particular headphones, which I must say I actually really like. They are some of the best sounding headphones, especially when it comes to voice replication and recording. They sound absolutely superb. So are the Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2s worth the asking price of £155 in the sale? Absolutely. They're £150 cheaper than they usually are, and a darn sight cheaper than similar headphones on the market from Bose, Sony, Sennheiser, and even Apple. But usually they're priced at just over £300 on Shure's website. So at that price, I wouldn't say they're really the best headphones directly from the box. The Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2s really do need some fine tuning for Shure to get them sounding nice. But if you don't mind doing that and then leaving your settings, you'll have a pretty decent set of headphones at your disposal, which cost right now significantly less than the competition. Thank you very much for checking out this video review of the Shure AONIC 50 Gen 2 headphones. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos, and also let us know in the comments down below what you think about the Shure headphones. Is it something you would go for, or would you rather go for the likes of Bose, Sony, Sennheiser, Apple? And I think that's pretty much it. Let us know in the comments down below. Would you go for Shure or someone else? Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.